What's up everybody, my name is Big Cam and welcome back to another Theory Time video because we are in the season of Daredevil Born Again and the first 2-episode premiere came out yesterday. There's a breakdown on the channel of those 2 episodes up currently already, recapping and summarizing and pointing out all the little details that you might have missed in those first 2 episodes. Go check those out. There's also a season 1 breakdown of the Netflix Daredevil that is out on the channel currently, and I'm working on season 2 and 3's breakdown currently. But today I wanted to get out a Theory Time video talking about the confirmation that Brandon Davis over at Phase Hero got out of Brad Winderbaum the other day, and I have a clip of this. Let's play it.
So, when you say there's no story without Karen and Foggy, how do we do a story without Karen and Foggy? Is that really where we're going now?
Well, you know, without going into spoiler territory, I will say that both Deborah and Eldon are coming back for season 2.
Oh, okay.
What? So, if you don't know, spoilers for the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, Mr. Foggy friggin' gets shot and dies, apparently, on screen, and then they hard cut to 1 year later after his death, and Matt's got his, like, you know, eulogy, or, you know what I mean, the in loving memory card in his pocket at all times, and it's like, what the hell, man? They can't give us Nelson, Murdoch, and Paige walking down the street, holding hands, smiling, you know, having fun, and then go to a bar, and then within the first 15 minutes, knock off one of our favorite characters, and then Karen is in San Francisco. So, what's the deal? Why would they do this? I mean, I'm sure it's to focus on Matt and Kingpin and, you know, how Kingpin's going to be inevitably turning the corner and heading back towards a Kingpin type of Wilson Fisk. And then as Matt slowly but surely ends up heading back towards Daredevil, and by the end of episode 2, you know, he snaps those 2 guys' arms, slams that guy's head into the ground. He could have killed those 2 cops. There was a lot of bone snapping and cracking and breaking and sound effects that was going on during that scene, but I don't think he killed them. They're probably just knocked out, but he definitely hurt them pretty bad. That one guy's got a snapped arm. But I think Matt screamed at the end there because he knows that, like, he's been missing being Daredevil and beating up on people. But Brad Winderbaum's confirmed that Karen Page and Foggy Nelson will be back for season 2. So if Karen is in San Francisco all this season, maybe that leads us to her popping up in different things. Shang-Chi 2, you know, he's out in San Francisco. Wonder Man's out there. Maybe a West Coast Avengers. Maybe a Kate Bishop's out there at some point, you know. Maybe there's like a Young Avengers lineup that she's like being a lawyer for or something. I don't know. Maybe there's a White Vision she connects with. I don't know. They could do anything, though, because we know more about her character and where she is right now than Shang-Chi. You know what I mean? Like, Shang-Chi at the end was talking to Wong and Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel. We don't know where he is right now, and it's been years. Karen comes in for 1 second in a 10-minute episode and then bounces, and it's like, oh, well, we know where Karen is. She's in San Francisco, being a lawyer or doing whatever the hell Karen wants to do. But, like I said, I think they're knocking off Foggy and Karen being in San Francisco. But an interesting topic has been going around that there is a comic book where it's called The Secret Life of Foggy Nelson, and he doesn't die in that comic and is put into like a WITSEC program, and, you know, he's in witness protection and doesn't want to be, but he's stuck there, and Matt doesn't know he's dead and that type of thing. So, and just by the way of looking at Eldon Henson's face and the way he was looking at Karen, I mean, sure, he's shot in the heart and maybe punctured a lung or something, but like, if I was dying, right, and I was shot in the chest and one of my best friends is over my head, I wouldn't just be sitting there emotionless just looking at her, right? Like, I'd be trying to touch her. I'd be like, Karen, I love you. You know, like, I'd be saying something like, tell Matt I love, you know, I'd be saying my last words. I'd be doing something. I'd be like, fuck, you know, I'd be in pain. I'd be doing, he just laid there and then just, like, dies. And it's like, is he dead? Like, the way, something rubs me the wrong way about his face here, looking at Karen. And Karen's like, you know, he's dying, and Matt does hear his heartbeat stop, but it's not the first time that somebody's heartbeat has stopped and still lived, aka Nick Fury. Maybe this is Nick Fury. Gave him the banner med so that his heartbeat is 1 beat per minute and he survives. But Fury needs superheroes' loved ones so that he can get superheroes to work together. I don't know. That's a stretch, but that's a reach. But that's like where my mind's going at the current moment. Like, and I haven't read the Secret Life of Foggy comic, but you bet your ass I'm gonna probably get that book. But Daredevil Born Again so far has been awesome, and just in that first episode, Foggy gets killed by Bullseye, and then Bullseye gets put in jail for 11 life sentences, but he'll be back. He's got to be back at some point, right? Somebody breaks him out or something like that. And Matt's also representing the White Tiger at the current moment. So, I mean, White Tiger, I actually want to see Hector Ayala suit up in this White Tiger and see what his power set's like, see how he fights, see him in action other than just on like a news report. But also Bullseye, I kind of dug his Bullseye suit in like how he was just throwing Matt full of knives and creating him into a porcupine. But he's such a smug little prick, and honestly, I don't want to rewatch season 3 because I hated Dex so much. But now seeing him again in Daredevil Born Again episode 1, I was like, fuck, I need to get through it ASAP. So I'm going to try and spend most of my day today rewatching season 2 and season 3 and taking notes so I can do the season breakdowns for you and hopefully come out with those this weekend. But Dex is a wild motherfucker. And then there's also this kid that showed up at Heather Glenn's book signing and maybe is Muse and maybe is the kid painting on the walls and maybe turns into this serial killer-esque person. And then there's also the Heather Glenn, the new girlfriend for Matt, and how in the comics she has a pretty brutal death, and how something like that would affect Matt and make him turn his ways and go back towards daredeviling and hitting people hard and trying to kill them. We also know Frank Castle is going to be there in there at some point, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Comment below, what do you think's about to happen in this Daredevil season 1? Do you think Foggy's really dead? I think Foggy might be alive, but I could just be in denial. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Who do you think Muse is? Do you think he's that kid? Do you think Bullseye will be back? What do you think's going to happen to White Tiger? I mean, some people might have seen the leaked footage, so we kind of know what's going to happen to White Tiger with somebody with a skull on his chest. But if you don't know, you don't know. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and go check out the Daredevil Born Again breakdowns for me. They'll be up on the channel every Wednesday following the release of the new episode coming out on Tuesday, episode 3. So breakdown for episode 3 will come out Wednesday. My name is Big Cam. Stay tuned for more Comic Through Boston weekly nerdy newses on Mondays. Movie reviews in between. I have some dope Hot Toys figure unboxing coming in soon. And just over the weekend I had a Superman statue unboxing, and he's still sitting on my desk over here because he's too big. But it is what it is. I got that dope Daredevil one there too. But thank you guys so much for coming on by. My name is Big Cam. If you'd like to support me and support the channel, the best way to do that is by liking this video down below, commenting if you're new, subscribing if you haven't already, hitting that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notifications. And once again, my name is Big Cam. If you made this far, I really, really appreciate you. And I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.